Hello, in this video I am going to take care of two things at one time. The first thing is, what do all the buttons do in the rich text editor thingy? And the second thing is, how do I add stuff onto my page using that? So let's go into my course. And so here's the page that I'd like to add things into. So I've already showed you how do you put pictures in, how do you put links in. Let's go through other stuff that I might want to put in there. So edit. And here are all the buttons that we can use up here. Most of it looks like your standard like Word or Google Docs or whatever text editing stuff that you already use. Most of it looks quite similar. Some of it you will never use, some of it you will use quite often. So let's just have a look at what we might put. So, I don't know, let's say science is awesome. I don't know if you know that, but that's my favorite. So science is awesome. Let's say I want to take that and I want to make it bold. I'm going to use this big B. Wow, it makes it really nice and thick and dark. Italicize, makes it nice and slanty. Underline, I'm going to underline it. If I want to change the color, it has a really nice palette of colors. Everyone who knows me knows that green is my favorite, so I'm going to change my letters to green. It's now underlined, italicized, bolded, and green. Going a little bit too far here, let's say I want to highlight the thing to make it even more bolded out. Ooh, that's a little much. So those are your basic, those buttons that we all know how to use. If I want to clear all of that stuff out of there, you can click on that button. So it takes it back to the way it was in the beginning, which is kind of boring, but there it is. If I want it to be on the left-hand side of my screen, I do that. If I want it in the middle of my screen, I do that. If I want it on the left side, I do that. If it's a title, I kind of like it in the middle. That's just how I do things. If I'm writing paragraphs in here, so let's say I'm going to give my students some instructions in paragraph form. I would write all the instructions in there. I can add indents to that. Increase, decrease those things. Superscript and subscript. I don't know that we are going to use those at this minute, so let's just leave those out for now. If I want to create a list of things to do and I want to have bullets, I can do that. If I want those bullets to be numbered, I can do that. Easy enough. I can add a table to this. So if I am giving instructions about something and I want the students to create a table to show whatever, I can go like this and create a table. How many rows do I want? How many columns do I want? And that will show up in here. And you can write in each one of those places. In here also you can get rid of the whole thing. You can add rows. You can add rows later. You can delete a row that you're on. You can add columns in either side or take the columns away. Totally up to you. So if I don't like this one, then I'm going to get rid of that. Like that. And the table is going to shrink. I made it kind of big. Inserting media. So on this one, this usually refers to something that you have a link to from somewhere else. So let's say I've gone out to YouTube and I found my favorite cat video and I want to upload that to here. I'm going to paste that URL right here and it's going to load that video into here, but we'll talk more about that in a different one. We've talked about adding links. So I have linked this one, for example, to, no, I didn't. Yes, I did. I linked this one to BrainPop Jr. And I can tell that because it's right here. Let's say I don't want that to be linked anymore. I put the wrong one, I don't like it. I can take that link away from there. So now this one has no link attached to it. If I want to add an image into the thing, I can go out and find a URL for that image. I can look for something that I already have here in Canvas. I can go out to Flickr. I don't tend to use that one. An easier way to do that, though, is to use your images from over here. I find that's just an easier way to do that than looking through that. Math equations. So if you're a math teacher or a advanced into science teacher, you can add those in there. If you want to link something to your Microsoft 365 account, which I'm not logged into right now, okay, you can do that through here. Quizlet, same thing. You can link stuff to there. More external tools. So here you can put in your Google stuff, your Discovery Education, YouTube videos, all that business. Play around with that. If we want to put a Teams meeting, there it is right there. We're all about making Teams meetings lately, so we can add a link to that right there. If I want to record a video or upload something that I already have, I'm going to use that one. I will talk about that more in another video as well. And then, I'll be completely honest, I have no idea what those are for. If I want to change the size of the font, so science is awesome, I want everybody to know that. I'm going to make it nice and huge. And again, I'm going to make it green because that's my favorite. So that's the basics of what these things are and how you use it to put stuff into your page. I really don't want this chart on there, so I'm going to get rid of the whole thing. Again, when you're finished making something, you're going to want to save it. So click the save button. And there you go.